The military vessel Vigilant Star glided silently through the dark void of space, a testament to human innovation and resilience. Designed for both diplomacy and defense, it represented a delicate balance between the harsh realities of war and the hope for peace. The ship's corridors buzzed with activity as officers prepared for another long night shift, unaware of the unusual order that was about to ripple through their ranks. Corporal Ridden adjusted his utility belt after completing his patrol in Sector 8. The dim lighting of the ship's evening cycle cast a subdued glow in the hallways, and he welcomed the quiet after a long day of inspections. His thoughts drifted to the few precious hours of sleep that awaited him until the intercom crackled to life. Corporal Karen, report to the diplomatic quarters immediately. You have been reassigned. Ridden frowned, his tired muscles stiffening as he straightened. Reassignments were rarely routine, especially when they involved the diplomatic quarters. He tapped his CAL device. This is Corporal Karen. Can you clarify the nature of the reassignment? After a brief pause, Commander Verrill's commanding tone filled his earpiece. You have been assigned as a night guard for Princess Lura of Alastra. Your lodging arrangements have been updated. Move quickly. Understood, sir, Ridden replied, though his voice carried a hint of reluctance. The name Princess Lura conjured images of the Vastan royalty, known for their ethereal beauty and haughty demeanor. He had seen them during the ship's ceremonial welcome, a delegation of tall, shimmering beings with skin like molten gold and eyes that shone like twin suns. They moved with an otherworldly grace, their tones hovering just above disdain when addressing humans. As he quickened his pace through the maze of corridors toward the diplomatic quarters, Ridden couldn't help but wonder why he, of all people, had been chosen for this assignment. Upon reaching room C2, he found 2 security officers flanking the door, their expressions stony. One handed him a datapad. Corporal Karen, here are the protocols. The princess is to remain secure and undisturbed. You will act as her sole guard for the night, the officer said, his voice neutral but firm. And the room arrangements? Ridden asked, glancing at the datapad, which confirmed his suspicions. The officer hesitated before answering. A shortage of available quarters has necessitated shared lodging. You'll be in the same room. Maintain professional boundaries. Of course. Ridden muttered his agreement, though his stomach churned at the thought. With a nod, the officer stepped aside and the door slid open. The room was modest by Vastan standards, but luxurious compared to the barracks Ridden was used to. A single bed with crisp white linens was the centerpiece, flanked by a small table and chairs. A viewport revealed the vast expanse of stars outside, casting a soft glow across the room. Princess Alaz stood by the viewport, her back to the door. Her long, flowing gown shimmered in the light, an iridescent cascade of colors that shifted with her every movement. Her emerald skin glowed faintly, and her dark hair fell in smooth waves down her back. She turned at the sound of the door, her violet eyes narrowing as they landed on Ridden. You are my guard? She asked, her voice lilting yet laced with incredulity. Ridden stepped forward and offered a stiff salute. Corporal Ridden Karen, at your service, Princess. I've been assigned to ensure your safety tonight. Her gaze swept over him, her expression unreadable. And you are to remain here with me in this room? It appears so, Princess, Ridden replied, his tone carefully neutral. The ship is at capacity, and this arrangement is temporary. Her lips pressed into a thin line as she turned back to the viewport. Humans and their solutions, always so crude. Ridden bit back a retort. It wasn't his place to challenge a foreign dignitary, no matter how much her tone grated on him. Instead, he busied himself inspecting the room, noting the locations of exits and potential threats, a habit drilled into him by years of training. Hours passed in strange silence. LRA remained by the viewport, occasionally glancing at her datapad, while Ridden settled into a chair by the door, his posture rigid. He attempted to start a conversation once, asking about her journey to the ship, but her curt response quickly shut that down. The tension in the room was almost palpable, a coiled energy neither of them could escape. When the ship shuddered briefly, an automated announcement crackled through the intercom. All personnel, secure your stations. Minor turbulence expected. Ridden's instincts kicked in, and he rose to his feet. Princess, please step away from the viewport. It's safer closer to the center of the room, he said, his voice firm but calm.